Oh, here's one. Any interesting cases or situations you experience? Oh, sorry, that's from, I was thinking that's a good one for Rohit. Like any particular, what's the hardest candidate? What's like one example of a difficult interview to get a good signal out of, and like what's a trick for that?
So in some cases, candidates have a particular approach that they are fixed on. So they just want to force themselves through that approach. Maybe they've seen a similar problem, they've seen a similar solution, and they just want to apply that at all costs. And so it's difficult to make someone realize that they have perhaps too much fixation on a particular thing without giving up too much of the information. I stay with them and remind them what the main problem, what the main task is. But if they have not been able to understand that, all I can do is to reiterate the task. And the next step for me would be to actually point out that they have an error. So the best I can do is ask them to explain how their solution would work with a particular example. But if they even don't get it even then it becomes difficult for me to get out of the situation without giving away the whole solution. So some
Yeah.
people are fixated.
That's interesting. And again, you can't look at, if I had to, you could imagine a candidate performance. We record all of our interviews, for internal trainings and to share with the hiring managers and recruiters that we're doing these interviews for. And you can imagine two interviewers with, just out in the world without any conversation between them, look at that same performance, come to two different conclusions. Oh, this was a great conversation. They nearly finished. Like, yay, let's hire them. And someone else is like, whoa, they didn't get it done. We're results oriented. They didn't write tests. We shouldn't hire them. They wasted time talking. And who knows what the right answer is? But they're inconsistent, right? Those two interviewers saw the same performance, came to different conclusions. So there's a lot of nuance here. Like even in that situation, Rohit, you're giving about, oh, someone's fixated. Is the competency brainstorming? Is the competency writing code? And trying to make even more specific questions so that your interviewers can really partner with the candidate so that everyone is in the clear, like that clarity point again, and knows exactly what we're trying to do. Is it, you could even imagine like question where you give an algorithm and see them write code. You ask a bunch of questions for them to give approaches to, and then you choose one that they understand to implement code, rather than sometimes we give these really big questions and we intermix all these competencies and it kind of shows up in the rubrics in difficult ways. So there's no right or wrong answers. You kind of have to figure out what works for you, write it down so that everyone's on the same page. It kind of got away from candidate experience, but I think all of this, you work backwards, so that then it's very clear what the interaction needs to be for everyone to succeed. And you're never going to get your candidates. This is a funny customer service situation because most candidates aren't going to get the thing they want. But if you can help them feel respected and good about the experience, even when they don't move forward, I think that's what a great achievement, and that's what we should be striving for.